Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this week's edition of Sisters of Legacy. We're going to run our intro, and I will be right back. All right, everyone, we are back. So, if you're watching us live, we appreciate you joining us tonight. And if you're watching it a replay, we definitely appreciate you as well taking the time out to watch us. Please join the conversation, put some comments in, hit like, share, all those internet type things. So this topic tonight, as you can see, we're getting like the guys. We got our very own car chronicles going tonight. So of course, as every other Thursday, I have Katrina Taylor
Good evening.
and Shanetta McNair.
Hey guys.
All right, guys. So tonight, of course, I'm always thinking about stuff, and then I be trying to have the conversations. Oh, that didn't go right. Oh, with myself, and they don't always turn out that well. You know, the me, myself, and I conversations, they tend not to go as far as I would like them to go. So I save these wonderful conversations for the ladies, and I feel like it's a great place to get other input, other points of view, and then of course we share them with you. So tonight our topic is, do you have to put someone else down to stand tall? So let me explain what I mean. Um like, at this day and age, there's not too many new things we're gonna see. Like, even if you open a business, there's going to be somebody else 9 times out of 10 that has that same business somewhere. It could be in another state, it could be in another country, but you're gonna run into that opening a business. Sometimes even the very things you wear. You go somewhere, you might see somebody that has the exact same dress that you have in your closet, that you just look oh so cute in. But what I find a lot of times is when we run into those duplicate type situations, instead of just saying, "Oh, I have that dress, you look good in it," people will say more like, "Oh, I look better in that dress than she do." If you're sitting next to somebody and they be like, "Oh, don't you have that dress?" You're like, yeah, but I look better in mine." Or, same hairstyles. Or, "Oh, you know what? Why don't you talk to her? She has a bakery and you have a bakery. You might get, I don't need no tips. I got this." Like, I find a lot that instead of, just saying, "Oh, I'm really good at what I do," or, "Oh, I look great in my dress," or just putting yourself up, I find that people often put the other person down. Just, and I'm wondering why. Like, why is that? Why do you think that happens? Why don't we just say, "Oh yeah, I used to cut my hair like that. That's real cute." No, we said, "Oh, I had that haircut 4 years ago." Like, why? Why do you think it is that people feel the need to minimize somebody else in those instances?
I think a lot of times we don't want to be a copy paste of each other. It's kind of like, when you see people with the same outfit, the celebrities with the same outfits on and stuff like that. It's always the who wore it best type of comparison that you see, and nobody wants to be a copy paste. But I also think that it's important to know that they didn't just like break the mold with your outfit. Like, they didn't just make it one time for you and that's it. When you went into the store to buy it, it was 30 of them sitting right there. So clearly, like, somebody else is gonna have the same things that you have. And unless you set your mind to believe that everything is a competition, um, I think as adults, most of us know that we're not competing with other people unless that's just the type of person you are. Like for me, like I don't think I'm more so competitive when it comes to like, oh, my hair or oh, my outfit. But I also don't want to be boxy twins with, you know, anybody random at the same time. Like last school year, I had an experience where my hairstyle, the way that I typically wear my hair, one of my coworkers, we start off the school year, a lot of us are coming off of vacation, so like we may have braids or, you know, whatever. And one of my coworkers was like, oh, I got a wig that looked just like your hairstyle. Same color and everything. She was like, I can't wait till I take these braids out. Girl, no. What we not gonna do is be up in here in this school looking like boxy twins together. So I wouldn't wear my hair like that no more the rest of the school year. Like I was like intentional. Like every time I went to the my hairstylist, I was like, listen, we can't do the basic wavy because it's a coworker waiting on me to wear wavy so she can do wavy too. And like we're not gonna be boxy twins. Like I love her, she my girl, she cool. But we're not gonna boxy twin it out. We teach 8th graders. That's not cool. Like you can't do that with 8th graders. Like you'll never live it down. So I was like, no, like I love her, and it's definitely not a who wore it best hairstyle type of competition. But we're not gonna be boxy twins out here in these streets. Not gonna do it. Not doing that with you.
So, like Lexus for Christmas, she had to have these Air Force Ones, but they are like leopard print Nike Air Force Ones. She had to have them for Christmas. So I got her the sneakers, and of course, you know, I bought her tops and bottoms, you know, to go with it to kind of, you know, work out this whole leopard print she was on for Christmas. So there was a shirt that matched the sneakers like perfectly. Got it for her. She wore it like twice, and then she didn't wear it no more like since January, whatever. So I said to her, like, why did you stop wearing the shirt? She said, well, I wore it one day. No, my teacher came to school. One of my teachers came to school, and she had on the shirt. So I couldn't wear it there anymore. And I was like, and she was like, she said, all I could think is like, why do we have the same shirt? Like, why is she even shopping? Well, I mean, like, she was really offended that the lady, you know, had a leopard print shirt. Like, and I just couldn't understand for the life of me what difference, you know, it made for her. But she's like, I can't be dressing like my teacher. You're like, it was
Right.
a whole thing for her. And I was like, well, maybe your teacher's dressing like you. Like, but no, it didn't. It, it didn't quite work out that way for her. And I don't know. I couldn't understand it.
I get it. Like, I mean, I get it. For me, I definitely get it. Like, even church wise, like, you know, you may shop and end up with the same dress that another lady in church has. And, like, you might want to calculate, okay, I'm not going to wear mine on this day because I know she might wear hers. And if she wears hers, I don't really like it's cute. It's cute on you. It's cute on me. But we can't do this together on the same day. Like, I just don't want a boxy twin with you. I love you though, but I don't want a boxy twin with you today.
But what's the difference with wearing the same dress and all of y'all wearing the same color? Isn't that the
No,
same?
that is definitely a thing.
Right. It's the same thing. Like in church, y'all stay dressing, coordinate y'all outfits, and everybody show up with every shade of purple known to man, like at the same time. So what's the
I
difference?
just don't want to have on the exact same outfit. Like the shades, the colors, yes, I can roll with that. But I don't want to have on the exact same outfit. Like, but I would never put anybody down for how they wear it versus how I wear it. Because how they wear it and how I wear it may be completely, you know, we both cute. Girl, you cute. You got good taste too. Like I love it. I'm gonna compliment you on it and everything. Um, but when I realize that we have the same dress, I am going to intentionally try not to wear it on the same day that you're wearing it.
Trina.
No, I agree. That's a thing. You don't want to wear the same exact outfit. Like that's just a thing. I don't know. I don't think it has to do with putting people down or anything. It's just a thing. You don't want to have on the same exact outfit as someone. And I feel Lexi on that because that's her teacher. He's a teenager. We can't vibe on the same level. Like my daughter will not wear, like if I be like, oh, twin with me, wear the same. She's like, absolutely not. I cannot wear, and she won't. Like if I'm wearing like black pants and a jean jacket, she will not put on her jean jacket. She's like, no, I cannot do that with you. You're my mom. It's not gonna happen. So I was like, but when you were 4 and I put on the, and dressed us alike going to church, he loved it. Not so much next one.
She was like, now, no. Like, 4, cute. Today, no.
Right.
Yeah, like we trying to wrap this vacation together and make it work and all of that. So I was telling the kids, like we should all get the same pair of sneakers. They like, why? Like, we got vacation together as a family, and we could wear the sneakers. And they really was like, no, they didn't want any part of it. They really didn't.
No. My little corny kids like to do that on like holidays. They'll be like, oh, we're gonna all wear the same color. So like they literally will call around and find out, okay, it's Mother's Day. What color is mom wearing? And like then they'll all show up like in the same color. I think they did it on Father's Day one year. They called and asked what color suit he was putting on and what color tie he had on. And all the kids, they were like, okay, mom, make sure you wear, a red dress so that so that everybody gets matching. They'll do it for like stuff like that. But on a daily, like just routine, they were like, no.
So, but have you ever heard somebody do that though? Like, like I cook a lot, right? So, and I'm real sensitive about my cooking. Sensitive in the sense, like, not like I think I'm the best cook in the world, but I just feel like, of course, naturally, because I'm unique, you can't make it like I make it, right? So, like, I find that sometimes, honestly, like, I do have to check myself when it comes to people's food because I do feel like, oh, mine tastes better. Like, like I make it better. And I mean, whether I do or not, like I really be trying to say, like, I try to tell myself like I really shouldn't do that. Like, but sometimes I find myself in that position where I do feel like, or not that I feel like it, but like, like I have been like, oh, that's nasty. Mine is way better.
Well, I did that in an event recently anyway. I was like, Sam cooks better. And I told you, I think. So, it happens. It is what it is, right?
I'm just saying, and I find that that's something that I know that I do when it comes to certain stuff. Like I just look and I be like, oh, I could have did that better. And then I be trying to like think inside my head, what's the right attitude to have for it? Like, and then for me, I get caught between that, am I trying to exude a good attitude or am I just lying? When you tell somebody, oh yeah, that was good. And in my head, I be thinking, oh, mine is way better. So like, where's the middle ground? Where do you, what's the right stance to take?
I think as long as you're not hurting somebody's feelings, it's okay to be honest. Now don't ask me if you don't really want to know my truth. Because if I tell you that, it was okay, like don't keep pressing me to try to, make me boost you up and say that it's great and it's not, because like you might end up getting a true reality from me, like I don't like it. And I don't really talk like that most of the time. Most of the time I try to say, give you a compliment and keep it moving. But like if you press me about something and I'm comparing it to something else in my head, you might get your feelings hurt. So like don't press. Like you can't press people.
Anthony said, but can you critique differently or do you just not like it? I mean, like for me, if I look at your food, right, and it don't look right to my eyes, I'm not eating it. Like I'm not gonna eat it. Like I don't even know what it tastes like, but I've already decided from the look of it that it's not going,
Yeah.
it's not going to taste right. So, I mean, I guess
But I make announcements that I'm funny acting about food. Like if I'm going into a new environment with new people and they're cooking for me, that's one of the first things I told you that the first time we came over your house, right before we came. I was like, I'm funny acting, so like don't feel no kind of way about anything because I am funny acting. So like just know it's not you, it's me. I'm funny acting. And then I fell in love with everything you cook. So there's that. But I announced that. I literally announced that I'm funny acting.
So Trina, have you ever had one of those moments though, like that you've seen somebody do, like, okay, back in the day, I'm gonna go back to younger Trina. So you can't answer at this age. Let's go back to younger Trina. That used to be that strong alto, soprano, great voice. They used to be singing. Don't tell me you didn't hear people. What's that song you used to sing?
Oh, wow.
Running Back to You. Remember you used to sing that song? Oh my God. Like, I used to love to hear you sing that song. You used to be like so sincere, like, I don't know. Watch you sing that song. I used to love it growing up.
Wow.
Even when we didn't like really talk like that, I used to like to hear you sing that song. And I remember we went to somebody's church. And what was that girl named? Joy, I think was her name.
If you don't stop saying names, like, what are you doing? What is she doing, Shanona?
I wasn't even, first of all, I wasn't even about to say nothing bad. Nothing like, okay. Okay, well, she was a part of the district out east, and she used to sing a lot of solos, and she sang it one day.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, like, yeah, Trina, she, in my mind, I'm like, I was waiting for her to hit the notes, like where you used to hit them, like that kind of, and it wasn't there. And I remember thinking, like, yeah, Trina did that better. Like, I mean, I liked the girl. She was cool. But in that moment, I was just like, he said, call it out, Sam. I wasn't trying to be messy. I'm just saying.
Joy, if you're watching, Sam is so sorry. Joy, baby, she's so sorry.
And you just go keep saying her name. So, Trina, when you didn't never have those moments?
Okay. So with singing, yeah, I mean, if somebody is like completely off key, yeah, I'll be like, whoa, or whatever. But it's strange with singing though, because I feel like I'm middle, right?
Now?
I'm not even back then. Now, all the time, because I'm not Lisa Norris Jackson. I'm not Bettina Pennon, right? But I'm not. I always felt like I was kind of in the middle. Like I can't do all that over there. But I feel like I sing pretty good. So like I feel like I critique in that way. Like, they stayed on key. All right, I'm good with it. Or I'm like, oh, she did that. You know what I mean? So I kind of just because I know I'm not the best. I know I'm not a 10. So like I'm definitely in the middle. I mean, I could hold a note. I got like 3 good runs I could do, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like I could lead devotional service, praise and worship, because praise and worship they be up here. Devotional, call and response. I got you. I got you for devotional.
Listen, Shanetta, I promise, I wish that you could have met 17, 18, 19-year-old Trina. Miss Thing. She's sitting here now like she's so,
but inside of me, I didn't think I was all that. Like I was definitely, had that face and that air of confidence, but inside of me, I was insecure like any other teenager. But I had to be cute all the time. It was 17, 18. You know that age. You got to be.
Yes.
But deep inside, like any teenager, you're insecure. But you don't let that show. That's who I was, and I had to be cute all the time. I had to have my hair cute, and like what I'm saying, because that was me then. Now I'm like, child. I'm about to listen. Let's be decent to go to the store. I ain't got back then. I would not leave my house. Hair had to be done, earrings on. I had the cute outfit. Now I'm like, listen, I don't care. I don't care no more. But you know, I used to, you know, that used to be me. I was a teenager. Isn't that normal teenage stuff? Like, I don't know. To me, it was just my normal. Me and my friends, it was the normal thing to be like. You had to be cute all the time. You had to be confident. But you know, inside I wasn't at all. At all. So,
Okay,
yep.
that's fair. So Shanetta, what's your thing? So what is your thing that you're like, yeah, I do that better. Like, what's your thing?
I don't necessarily have a thing. If it's something I just like, I critique myself on everything.
Mhm.
So anything that I do, I'm always like self-checking, like how I do it, how I can do it better, and making sure that I'm not looking crazy in anything that I'm doing or trying. I'll give you for example. I made a cake the other day,
Okay.
and I think I'm pretty good at making cakes. Like I'm not horrible at it, but I'm not the best. I think I do all right making my cakes. Now, I don't make box cakes at all. Like I haven't made a cake in a box in years. I will look down on you if you tell me that you're like making a cake in a box. I will judge you silently, sometimes verbally, and sometimes with my face. However,
Oh my.
um,
Right.
when I'm making a cake, I'm not gonna make it from scratch. I learned how to make these cakes. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to learn how to make these cakes. So when I make a cake, I'm trying to make this cake. So I made this cake and I was making it for someone, but it didn't look pretty. It tastes good, but it did not look pretty. So I didn't really continue the effort. I didn't even like take the cake to the person. I left it on my counter because it's ugly. Like it tastes good, but it's ugly. So I'm not taking that cake to anybody because it's ugly. So naturally, when I'm somewhere and someone brings me cake, first, if it's like a store-bought cake, I'm probably looking at it like, okay, it's a little store-bought cake. I know somebody made it, but you know, it's a little store-bought cake. That's cute. But if it's ugly, I'm probably like, oh, that cake is ugly. I'm not trying to put you down, but like the cake is ugly. I may not tell you that your cake is ugly, but I'm looking at your cake like trying to like, you know. Now if it's a red velvet cake, I'm going to probably verbally tell you I'm gonna taste it to see if it's better than mine.
Wow.
I might say that out loud. But you know, and then if you ask, so you know how to make a good red velvet cake? I'm like, yeah, I love my red velvet cake, and I'm gonna taste yours to see who's better. So that, but that's because I like the way I make mine, and I know how to make it like on point. Now, somebody else may come and taste my red velvet cake and be like, "Girl, that cake is not it," and I do not like it, and I'll be okay with that. That's not good to you. But as for me and my taste buds, my red velvet cake is the bomb. Have a nice day. So
Okay, so
that's just kind of
basically,
where I land with it.
so baking. So your thing would be baking.
I guess.
So okay, have you let me see if I can ask this question. So what does he say? But if it's not like yours, does it make it bad? Sometimes.
Oh, well, no, but I'm
Sometimes.
not gonna tell. I'm not gonna try to hurt your feelings intentionally. Like if you push me, like I said earlier, if you push me too hard with trying to make me like something that I don't like, that's never gonna go well for you. Like you can't push me hard on it. But I would never tell you that yours is bad. Now I might tell my husband if I think something is nasty. I might be like, oh my gosh. He don't know if I think it's nasty. But he always tells me not to say this stuff is nasty, to say that I don't like it.
Right. That's kind of like Anthony, he'd be like, so I've gotten to the point where like I said, if I look and it look a little shaky, I'm not even gonna eat it. Like, I'll sit and I'm not gonna eat it because I can't help but be like, ew, that's not good. Like if you ask me, unfortunately, that's gonna be my response before I think about it. And once it come out, I'm gonna feel bad. But like it's out there. So I just if it looked like it might be a little shaky, I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. And then on the way home, like I'll eat something because I don't really know how to just not. And it's not that I want to be offensive to people. Like it's not like I want to hurt somebody's feelings. It's just like sometimes my honesty be too fast, and I can't. I try to
Right.
get it, and it be gone. What did he say? Something. What is it? Oh yeah, whatever. So let me ask you a question. So I know at this age, we all kind of have I don't know how to say friend groups, but sometimes you go out in groups. Sometimes it could be like with a group of your family, or it could be like, the summer was just here. You had the cookouts, you had the family barbecues, the family reunions. So how do you respond? Like, my sisters are very picky about, you know, our foods. Like, from sister to sister, you're gonna get a different opinion about stuff. So how do you respond? Because one of my sisters, be like, "Oh, I'm not eating that. I've seen them make it." Like so, like for her, if I didn't do it, it can't be right. So have you ever been in that situation where you're out with like friends and maybe one person makes something and the other one's like, "Ooh, girl, that's nasty. She make the driest something, something, something." Like, how would you respond in that kind of situation? Besides laughing, Shanetta.
Yeah, that would probably be it for me. Like, I got nothing. Like, I'm just because I'm particular about who makes certain things too. And like when I go to events, like that's definitely one of my questions. My daughter, we go to family function, and the first thing my daughter asks, who made the potato salad? Because if her granny didn't make it, she probably not gonna mess with it. But like literally, like I get it. Like you need to know who made it because who made it tells you a lot about what you're about to like. If you should even put it on your plate. I'm sorry, everybody doesn't make it the same. And when you're looking for a certain taste, when it comes to food, like food is very, it depends on a lot of factors.
Okay. Trina.
Who y'all be with that be saying stuff like that? Like what? I'm serious. Like I don't. People just say that like out loud, and the person that cooked it is sitting right there. Like who? I don't know. I must have a very polite family because I have like somebody make the driest. Like what? I'm, y'all, what kind of people y'all hang out with? Just and you
I
sit
mean,
there for your feelings to be heard about it.
not
That's a lot.
necessarily loud. Like you may not hear it, but
Okay.
like I'm saying, like the other person may not hear it, but like
Okay.
it's been said, or like or they be like, "Oh, remember we went to such and such house? Girl, that chicken was bad." Like you've never been in those situations. Everybody you be around is just so enlightened.
I don't go out a lot where other people do.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, like, but I mean, if somebody said that about a dish or whatever, I might maybe I might steer clear of it. If it looks good to me, I might try it. I don't know. I
Or
mean,
just maybe not a dish, just something in general. Like, we all go to church. What is it now? Okay, y'all gonna have to help me. I know they say, is it like big girls shouldn't wear stripes or is it big girls shouldn't wear polka dots? Which one is it? It's one of those that say, why are you looking at me like that? You
I
never
never
heard
heard
that
that.
before?
No,
I
I
never
think
heard
it's
that
like
one either.
shouldn't wear
it's like
stripes.
stripes or something. Listen,
Well, I heard that that you shouldn't wear you should if you're trying to slim yourself, you should wear vertical stripes
oh
because
right.
it's
And
more
I know that
slimming than horizontal because it's going around.
Yeah, I know it's
Then
something with stripes or whatever. So okay, so even if it's something like that, you've never been around somebody that be like, oh, that's not her color. Like, listen, I would raise my hand because I know sometimes, especially, and Lord forgive me now, because especially like, sometimes in church, you see like really funny stuff. And it don't always have to be like somebody's clothes. But like, sometimes you just see people wear really interesting colors, really interesting combinations, and it's interesting. So you'll never have like those kind of moments. You just laugh to yourself and
yeah. Oh, I'm laughing if I think it's funny, but
I don't think it's just for me, and I don't think it's like judging or putting anybody down, but it's just like I find that very interesting. Like those are some very interesting choices. Um, I am that friend or that person that if something goofy is happening, you probably should not make eye contact with me because we're gonna both get in trouble. Like it's just like, and that's just how it's going to be. Like I'm not the one that you can look at me across the room and be like, "Girl," because yeah, I'm probably gonna giggle, and then we both gonna be in trouble. And here we are. Now we in trouble together. Now we sitting in the pastor's office.
no, Peter, let me tell you, you want to know who the worst person for that is Shanetta's husband, Elder Michael McNair. He has a very distinct laugh. He sits on the pulpit. He plays an organ, and something happens, he gonna holler right there. It doesn't even matter what's going on in the service. Like I've been at home watching service and hear Mike laugh in the background at something.
He's not even on camera. You can hear him laugh.
Yes, and you can hear that laugh. Like he definitely does not miss a beat. I mean, I'm just thinking like I know I'm good for that. Like I'll send a text across the church because I'm not focused on Jesus like I should, and I'm gonna hang my head in shame for a couple of seconds, and then I'm gonna say that there has been times where I have done that, like saw something and I'm like, or like with my kids, sitting next to kids, like now my kids are teenagers and they're the worst. Sometimes
Kids
the,
have
the
no
mothers
filter.
the mothers in the church, sitting behind them and they wigs be like flat in the back, like from driving to church. It's a hard road. It's a hard road. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to have the conversation. I mean, I've seen people do it, of course, like detrimentally, like to be mean, and be
Right.
nasty. Now, of course, I try really hard not to be nasty about things, but I mean, even sitting here saying, some of the things I've done, I can see how they might could be mean though. They could be a little bit on the mean girl spectrum, like a mean lady, mean girl. I think I probably
I
could.
think it's heart's intent and how you treat people in general. If you're not going out like you see me, and as soon as you see me, like, oh girl, why did you wear that today? Like that does not look good on you. Or, oh, your hair is a hot mess today. Like I tell my daughter her hair is a hot mess all the time when it's truly a hot mess. Like, ma'am, like where are you going? I might say that to, a close friend and be like, ma'am, like I had a lady, I loved her to pieces. This was years ago, back when I was younger. And every time I think about her now, like I crack up. She would literally say to me, and this was before I started going to the lady that I go to now to get my hair done. I would think I done did, the best I could. I'm coming in church. I feel great. And she'd be like, baby, why didn't you curl your hair today? And I'm like, because I thought I was going with a straight look today, and now like, and she would just say stuff, and she was like, don't wear that again, don't do that no more. And she was like one of my like good close people. Like I loved her to pieces. And now like I'll be getting dressed and I'll be like combing my hair or doing something, and I'll be like, now what in the world would she say to me if she saw me looking like this? Or my sister would say to me, now you know good and well if so and so seeing you right now, and we would just crack up laughing because it literally was something that stuck with me, but I knew it wasn't her being mean to me. It was her telling me do better. But it was like do better in her little sweet way, but it was never malicious. It was never an evil intent behind it. It was always a, and we would laugh about it. And I'd be like, I thought I was cute when I left the house. And she was like, girl. And she would like even buy me little things and be like, here, try this next time. Try it next time. But I promise you, every single time I go with straight hair, I would be like, if she was here, she would be like, girl, why you didn't curl your hair this morning? And I'm like, I was trying to wear a bob. Okay. So I think it's the intent behind certain things. Like if you're not trying to be, mean, but like sometimes people push you to say things to them when they're trying to get opinions out of you that you don't agree with. Like, don't I look cute? You look alright. You don't like my shirt? My daughter would do it all the time. You don't like my shirt? You all right, girl? Go on somewhere now. Like, don't keep asking me that same question, because if you ask me, I'm gonna really tell you that I think that little shirt you got on is ugly, and you need to go find something else to wear. Like, stop asking me that. So you have to like know a person's intent, I think.
So kind of like Jesus know my heart.
Yeah, Jesus know my heart.
No, but I mean, honestly, I think it's really important to, I say this all the time, to, have self-inflection, the self-reflection, to reflect upon, your actions, your intentions, and sometimes, like the things you do, the things you say, sometimes with the best intent, it still can be harmful.
Yeah.
Like I know, like sometimes, you can say something in a joking manner and really be joking, and you don't know how much that person struggled before they got to you about that,
Mhm.
that one little thing. So I think, self-reflection is important. It's important to kind of always examine like the things you do and the things you say. And it's all in an effort to be a better person, to be a better version of yourself. Hopefully no one is intentionally, trying to hurt people to make yourself feel better. And I know sometimes when you feeling bad, they say misery loves company. Sometimes when you're when you're in that state of misery, it's easy to let that ooze out into other people or into other situations. So it's important to always try to examine yourself. Think about the things you've done and how you can do it better. How maybe you can be nicer. Because, just like you've dealt with a million things up to today, up to this point, up to this time of day, so has everybody else. We all have the things that we're juggling. Self-esteem sometimes is a big deal, especially for women. Like you said, Trina, on the outside, people come in and sometimes they look like they got it all together. They look like, like they Teflon. She don't care what you say about her. And you never know how much that person struggles behind the scenes. So it's important to examine your actions and your words as it pertains to other people, and also how you speak to yourself, because how you speak to yourself matters. That affects your behavior. Affects the outcome of your day, your minute, your conversation. So be kind. I mean, that was kind of the point of the conversation. Like, let's be kind. Let's take an extra 5 seconds to think about what you're saying and then why you're saying it. Like, what's your motive behind it? Like, what would be the motive telling somebody my macaroni and cheese is better? Like, I don't, there's no good motive you can come up with that. So for me, I'm just not gonna eat your macaroni and cheese because I don't want, like I'm just gonna do whatever I can, to have a better outcome for myself. So that way I don't have to I don't have to feel bad about something I might say. I don't have to, go down that road. I mean, sometimes you have to make decisions that are best, that bring about the best outcome for yourself. And so, be kind, be gracious to people, give people grace. Sometimes people are trying. Maybe that, this is the best I got right now. I know this dress is wrinkled and these shoes is ugly and this don't match, but this is all I got right now. Maybe it was, a rough week. You never know. So yeah, be kind, be gracious to one another. Have grace with yourself, but have some for other people too. Have some kindness, a smile. I ain't gonna say a hug because I don't like nobody hugging me. But hey, if hugging is your thing, knock yourself out. But you can be kind without touching. But different strokes for everybody. Ladies, did y'all want to have any last words?
Good.
Okay.
I'll just
So
say be willing to give out compliments freely because I think we all can use them and we all need them.
I struggle with that though. And not because I don't think whatever, but then I feel like when you give somebody a compliment, you ever like gave somebody a compliment and it didn't seem like they feel like they need to give you one back?
Yeah,
Yeah, it did.
I
See, that's
mean,
when it becomes weird. Now it's weird. Now you made it weird. I was
not
just
weird.
trying to
Like
I
just
like
like people have to learn how to say thank you too, and learn how to accept compliments and just be like, let that be, let that just accept the compliment. We don't have to have a back and forth of complimentary sessions because that can go on forever and ever if we're trying to do that. So find one thing, compliment it, and like keep it moving.
right. So yeah, compliments are nice according to Shanetta, but don't make it weird. So we are on every Thursday at 8 p.m. We thank you very much for your time. We hope we said something to at least, as always, make you think. Think about something you've done, thinking about something you're going to do, things you're going to say, how you can make your next encounter with somebody meaningful. So that is always our goal, to make you think. But thank you, and we will be back next Thursday, God willing. So until then, be safe.
Thank you for watching